Hello everyone. This will be a quick tutorial on how to use AutoCAD Tool Palette. My name is Lloyd Lewis. I've been doing drafting for about 44 years now. I'm currently working for a structural engineering firm, and I'll be retiring probably in the next 2 years, probably at the most. So I'd like to share a lot of my knowledge and stuff that I learned over those many years. And first I want to start with the tool palette. So let's go into AutoCAD. I'm using 2024, but I think the major changes to the tool palette may have started in 2016 or version 2017. Okay, anyway, I'm going to open up a new drawing, and I got a template already preset, so that pops up right away. So let me zoom in to here, and I'm going to create a detail, so that's going to be drawn in 3/4 to a foot scale, which is 16 units, and you guys should know that. Okay, now if you want to add something to the tool palette, it's pretty much just drag and drop. Say for instance I want to bring in a Simpson product. All their products are in DWG format, or even in Revit format, and DXF format, I believe too, and a few others. So I'll just type in the search Simpson, let's call it H2.5. Let's just bring that one up. You should be familiar with this item. And what you want to go to is Simpson Strong Tie Catalog, not the other one. These other places pretty much stores. They're going to be giving you prices of the products and stuff like that. But if you go to Simpson, that's where you'll find the DWG file. For sure, you'll find it there. So they give you a nice picture of it, and you scroll down all the way till you start seeing the DWG files, and here they are. DWG, RFA, which is also Revit, which is good for if you do a lot of Revit projects. In this case, if you want a DWG file, I want a side view. So say this one here. So I just click on that, and you see it downloaded up here. Okay, so I don't need that anymore. So if I go to my folder, my download folder, and there it is right there, H2.5. So you want to put that into a folder, that way you know where it is, and also AutoCAD can find it easy. So if I go to my drawing files, I believe I already created a Simpson folder. Let's see, yeah, Simpson right here. So go back to your drawing files, just right click, just copy it, then go back to the Simpson. Here, Simpson, drawing folder first, drawing folder, then Simpson. There we go. I can just paste it, and they're there. And as you bring in more products, as you use them, this will start building up. Now it just simply is dragging and dropping it into your folder. Well, for example, put it there. That's not where it's going to be, but see, it's there. It just, you saw this drag and drop, and there it is. Now if I click on that, it'll draw it for you. There it is. Now you want it to be on the correct layer, so I'm not sure if I have a simple layer, but I do have a strap layer. Because it's going to follow whatever layer you got it on. And there we go. And another good thing you can do, that if you right click, go properties, prompt for rotation, that's what that's saying. You want that, yes, you want that on. That way, when you bring it in, you have the option right after you got the insertion point, you can rotate it now. It'll allow you to do that. Okay. Now, I want to draw a roof eave detail. I know you probably already have this in your library, but this is just for example of drawing it without the tool palette, then draw it with the tool palette. So I'm going to put it on the stud layer. I'm going to start with a top plate. And, okay, 2x4 studs. So I go at symbol, it's going to be 2x4, that's 3.5, comma 1.5. That's the actual size of a 2x4. Now, okay, I'll just keep that on. Let me draw this. Need to X in here, X in there. And this is pretty much the only time where I'll make something that's not by layer. So I click on that. The reason I do that is if I were to turn off this stud layer, it's going to get rid of everything that's on that layer, which is what I want. I don't want the X to still sitting there. So, and I want the X to be a lighter color in my case. You know, so I keep it on the same layer. I just take it out of by layer. I just call it yellow. Anyway, now if I were to just use the tool palette, here's my 2x4 lumber. Bring it in, rotates on, and there it is. What's that took? It's a second. So it's a whole lot faster. So now I'm going to draw the eave detail. So, okay, I just cleared that the way I can have a fresh start. So here we go. I'm going to draw the eave detail. Start with the top plate and copy that because it's going to be 2 top plates. And I'm going to bring up the stud layer. Now this is going to be the stud. Coming down here. So far nothing has to be that accurate. And this is going to be the rafter. I don't know what the slope is. I'm just drawing any kind of slope. Of course, if you know the slope, then good idea to put in the correct slope. Because it show up any problems that may come in later on. Okay, the rafter is going to be 2x8, so I'm going to offset 7.25 because that's the depth of a 2x8. And then I want 1/2 inch plywood, so 1/2 inch, 0.5. Okay. And now I'm going to draw a fascia member on the end, so I'm going to use a 2x8. Then I'm going to rotate that. Let's rotate it so it follows the rafters. There we go. I'm going to move it down because I want it to hang out a little bit on the bottom. And let's close off the plywood. go. I use a node to move back the rafters. Now let's break line these babies. So let's break it there. Let's break it there. Okay, now go to trim. Of course, the new trim command in 2024, I think 2023 also. You can just run your cursor across that, it will break them automatically. Okay, let's trim this. Trim, and let's put the blocking in here. Let's go 2x8. That's my blocking, and what I want to do, they come in as blocks. First I want to explode it, because I don't want it to be a block, because I need to see the nodes. In other words, to show the nodes, you gotta explode it. But now, I can move it down towards the shape of the rafters, at least the slope of the rafters. And let's get rid of one of those, because those are actually only, it's blocking, so it's just a single line. Okay, that's what I got so far. Now let's put plywood here, because it's going to be a shear wall. So for me, I just use the what's that command? What do they call that? I forget stuff. Rectangle. So I'll just use the rectangle, go to the at symbol, minus 0.5. And then I'm going to go up, say 2 feet to get it close. And then I just click on it. And then if you notice, normally you pick the node, but this little bar here will drop down the everything. So it's bringing the whole thing down. There you go. Now I can trim this off, or I can just use a node, which is quicker. There you go. Then that's it. And now let me hatch the plywood. So let's go to hatch layer. The hatch, this is 3/4 scale, so it's 16. That's there, and hatch there. There's your plywood. Now let's bring in the A35. I'll put on the strap layer, go to earlier I accidentally deleted the Simpson tab, which is no biggie. Here, let's create a new tab. Simpson. Okay, this is Simpson tab. Now, I'll go to my drawings. Blocks. Now, Simpson, here's a bunch of Simpson products here. So here they are. I don't know why they Simpson started with letter C. I'm not sure why. Anyway, just drag and drop these over here. That's the first one. A35, A34. That's a T-strap. Screw, I believe, yeah. 35, there's an angle. Okay. So I'm going to A35, so I'm going to right click on that, go to properties, I want rotation on this thing. Okay. Now it's on the strap layer, just bring the A35 over, and rotate it. Click it once to show the node, drag it, leave a gap that way you can see it. as you zoom out. It'll still show up. It won't blend in with the other products. Okay, now let's draw a nail. I got nails up here. Roof nailing is 10D, or 10 penny nails, what we used to call it. And rotation is on, so it's rotating my nail. Okay, bring the next nail for here. There. Now, nailing the plywood is 8 penny nails. Rotation is on, so I quicker draw the nail rather than doing this. The head just gotta guess. Move this up here. That takes way too much time. I can't draw like that. So I'll get rid of that. Okay, here it is. This is all the line work. Now the way I put text in, I don't put one text, like draw this, put the leader, or use the other, I believe it's this one, annotation. So I have problems with that, so I don't use that. I just use regular text, not m-text, plain text, because I'm going to type in all my text at the same time. Okay. Now I'll just go through the different components. Like plywood sheathing. Let's see the plan. Plywood sheathing. Let's do the, let's see, 2 by rafters. Let's see the plan. Let's do the blocking. 2 by continuous blocking with 835 each block. Let's do 2 by top plates, 2 by studs, that's 16 inches in the center. Let's see, 2 by, zero panel, let's see, plan. Let's see, 2 by continuous fascia. We got in nailing. Okay, I think that's all the components. Okay, now I'll just move them into place. First I'll copy the end nailing. Okay, it's going to be a nailing there, one there, one there. That's all the end nailing, so I don't need that anymore. 2 by continuous fascia, let's grab that, stick that over here. Shear panel, see plan, over there. Let's see, plywood sheathing, see plan. Okay, yeah, I'll put it there. 2 by blocking, area 35, put that over here. Rafters, I'll just move that up. Oops. Rafters, I'll just move that up a little bit. And there we go. Now I'll just put in the leader. Normally, I don't put the bend, the elbow on the leader. It takes more time. And especially if you don't have it at one unit, it's going to take a while to try to delete it. And what I'm referring to is doing this. I know it looks pretty, but it takes more time. So me, I just do a single line. It goes, nailing, gets a whole lot faster. It don't have to be that accurate. Nail it there. Shear panel. Studs. 2x top plates. Rafters. There we go. And the detail's complete. Let's just move it over. There. Now one quick thing, no, I did demonstrate that already. Oh, one other thing for Tool Palette. Let's see, if you're only on one screen, one monitor, then there is an option to auto hide. So the Tool Palette's like that. And as you hovered over it, I think you can adjust this. This is in milliseconds, I believe. For me, I keep it on all the time. And I got text there, even got notes, general notes. They're all here. Oh, one other thing too, if you happen to lose the Tool Palette, don't panic, it's not gone. Just go to View, and Tool Palette's right there on the View. And just click on that, and it'll bring it right back. Okay. Now, what I want to draw really quick, I'm going to draw a rake detail. From this detail, I'll draw a rake detail. So, just to show you how I create new details from a previous detail. So first you just copy that. Yeah, I don't want to give you too much information. Now, I want this to be, of course, rake detail needs to be horizontal. So let's rotate all this, that, and that. Let's click on that, and then make sure you get the see how it's crossing. Get it at the cross, and then, okay, see it's not following it correctly. So if you, while you're still in this command, just right click, and you want a reference. Click reference. You want the first reference point, which is where the cross is, there. And the second point, it wants the line of the item that you want to move, which is this. Click on that, and just bring it down. See if I zoom out, see it's bringing everything down. Zoom out to that horizontal line. There you go, now it's horizontal. And since it's a rake detail, actually this is not here. I'll get rid of that. I don't want to see the nail like that. Get rid of that. Actually, the blocking's not there. It's going to be something different. So let's just delete that. Now, this is the scale. So let me copy this over. Let's move this, or copy it over to here. Line it up best you can. This stuff doesn't have to be that accurate, at least as far as that goes. Now these are 16 inches on center, so the next one is going to be, if I type 16, there you go, that's going to be the next stud. Now let's move this down. Let's move this. Okay. There you go. Now let's continue. The rafters is still there. Okay, so now we got, let's go back to the stud layer. This is going to be blocking. And all the crossing, always make it yellow. Okay, sure panel, those are still there. That's still there. This can move out a little bit now. Face is still there. Can move that there. Inailing still there. Just gonna be up here. Now copy this innail over here because now it's actually vertical. Like that. If I want to, I can just bring in an arrow. No, let's see. No, let's keep it separate. Because sometimes this is boundary nailing. So let's keep it separate components. Okay, there's the rafters. Let's move that over here. I don't want to take too much space, so let's do this. Let's copy this down. Copy this down. 2 by rafters. That's a blocking of rafters. Okay, then we gotta call this block out. Which is 2 by, oops, blocking at 4 feet. Let's see, that's the blocking. Here's the rafters. Point to that. Plywood's down here. Blocking here. Oh, yeah, I need to call out. Well, that's more like a rim joist. So let's call that. No. Rim joist is for floor. So 2 by continuous. Oops. With A35s. Usually engineer will give you this number, but typically there's 16 inches on it, which is like between each rafter if it's going the other direction. So, that, let's see, I think I got everything. 35 top plates, 4 feet, rafters, plywood, I could have did it a lot faster if I wasn't doing all this talking. Anyway, and I got my grid system there, so if I go in the plot, see the details are already there. I'll recreate, just put your border there, line up your details based on these grids here. 1 inch. Typically, I use either 3/4 or 1 inch. Of course, we all know 1 inch is for steel and 3/4 for wood. Usually 1/2 inch is for like full height sections. Okay, I think I gave you all the information I need right now. I want to get out. Okay, this is the end of my first video. So hope the information was helpful, and hopefully I'll see you again in my next video. Have a good day.